Good to go. Yep, got it. All right. All right, guys. Well, welcome to a fun week of Realtors Unplugged. We had a little technical difficulty, so thank you for bearing with us on that. We got everybody in the house today. Mike, you're back from traveling, so it's good to see you again.
Seems like it's been forever, man.
I know. I think you missed like the last three, and then last week we had to cancel.
Yeah, and what are we doing the moment this ends? Run into the airport.
Run into the airport. So we are here to talk about renovation loans. We got our resident expert, Megan Trigg, joining us today, along with
Megan.
The handsome and potty mouth Dan Fouts. So
I think you missed my first F-bomb of the Realtors Unplugged.
Yeah.
I didn't quite realize we were in front of everybody already, so.
The mic's hot, dude. The mic's hot. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. And we're here to talk with our realtor partners today, and you know, everybody that's on the call today about renovation loans. And honestly, putting another tool in your tool bag, whether you're a realtor representing a seller who might have a property that needs some fixing up, that they can fix it up real quick and get it going so they can put it in its best condition possible to list, or a buyer who just sees a lot of potential in a property, and they need to get in there and work on it and fix it. So let's start by talking about this and talking about how we can use this product specifically, or these products to help
more buyers and sellers.
Right? Yeah. So Megan, you want to start and give us some tips, some ideas, and some ways that we can empower.
We'll talk to the realtors a little bit about renovation loans, though, right? And about how they can use them to help their buyers. And as Matt was bringing up to me before the meeting, help even their sellers, right? Get ready for these products, and how to market their products if they're a listing agent. That if it's because the reality is, right, as realtors, they walk into a lot of these listings sometimes, and these sellers think they own the Taj Mahal, but you realtors on here, you're like,
it's.
How do
the sellers think they have this beautiful home and they can sell it for top dollar, and the poor realtors are stuck trying to sell the home, and it's not.
Yeah, somebody's got a meme for this. I'm sure they can put it in the chat. We'll share it up.
So a little bit about renovation loans and how it could help realtors either close on a deal or get a house sold and get some offers made. So we'll just kind of start with what can be done, or what types of properties. So it could be for owner occupied second homes. It could be non-owners, single family homes, condos, 2 to 4 units, manufactured homes. So pretty much all property types, all ownership types. Things that can be done with the renovation loan. So this is for, if you're stuck with those listings that have been on the market for a while, they're not selling because the house is outdated and the seller does not want to make any updates. This would be something that would work. The realtor can advertise it, show with the loan officer from NEXA, show them that they could do a renovation and they could put in the new countertops, the new carpets, things that need to be updated in the house that the seller's not willing to do, but the buyer, that's the only way the buyer is going to buy the house. Or, if they are wanting a certain area. And so now going for the buyer's agent, you have a borrower who wants to purchase in a certain area due to a school district, or they want to be next to grandparents, but all the houses are outdated or it doesn't fit what they're looking for. This is where renovation loans could help them as well. So not only the selling agent, but the buyer's agent. What you can do with renovations, not only with updating items, but again, you got those buyers that have to be in a certain area. You could also add square footage. So let's say that this is a 3-bedroom house and they need it to be a 4-bedroom house. You could use a renovation loan for that.
I did that specifically with my realtor partners when I did deals. Consumers were like, look, I have to have a 4-bedroom, right? Like Matt, he kind of needs 5 or 6 bedrooms now. Just
7, 8.
Had all those extra babies.
Yeah.
But I literally did this consumer because they would see like, look, I could actually add on a room over to this area. And I'm like, and you can do that with renovation loans. So if a consumer can start out the 3-bedroom and immediately move into the construction phase, if they're comfortable with that, it's a great way to make a house that wasn't yours but is available, that you can get exactly what you wanted. And I think I loved it most for the kitchen and the ladies right, because
to kind of piggyback off of what Mike was saying, like I was just recently, not too long, about a year and a half ago, I was in the market looking for a house, found the perfect home. It was like literally with 1 bedroom, too short, 2 bedrooms too short. And it was a great opportunity where I was like, you know what, we had the vision, you know, went out, found an architect, did all that stuff, found a builder and all that stuff, and who could contract it out. And it became an option now at that point. Price matched what it would cost me to get into that home plus the addition. I was actually making out because all the houses that were 2 bedrooms more were so much higher in value that I was actually going to get an equity right off the bat. So it was pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So there's automatically some questions coming through. I saw in the chat real quick. And Dan and Megan, you guys are our resident experts here on this particular product. Can you use this to do a full demo of the house?
No, you cannot do a tear down and rebuild.
Well, what if you like just wall to wall? Like not to tear the wall down, but all the flooring. You just, like for example, I bought a home up in northern Arizona, and I remodeled. I didn't tear any walls down at all. I actually added a window, but maybe 2 windows. But I was able to redo the entire flooring. I gutted the house is what I did. Could you do that?
Yes, yes. So you could do all new flooring, all new cabinets, remodel the bathrooms. You can do tear downs of some walls. I mean, so you know, you want to kind of
tear the house down.
Space.
Right.
Say again.
You just can't tear the house down.
Right. You can't
it's a different
tear the walls down to studs and kind of start over. You can't go all the way down to foundation and start over. No,
right,
but you know, just renovating it, you know, just kind of bringing it back to life.
Rebuilding.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I think same thing for adding an addition, right? That counts as like construction, not renovation.
No,
Or
no,
can I
that
add it?
actually is renovation. So if you wanted to add, if you want to add a room on, or Matt, like in your case, you just had some new babies. Maybe you want to move mother-in-law in to kind of help with the kids, but you don't want her in the house. You could add an ADU, like a little mother-in-law suite outside the home.
Is this on Facebook?
I'll bring that up to Sheridan. That wants
You're moving the mother-in-law?
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Sheridan, when you watch this, good news for you, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the cold sweats. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So you can do that. You could bring the mother-in-law in. You don't have to have her in the house. She could have her own little ADU, you know, in the backyard. So you could also do that.
So even if that includes a foundation though, right? Because you have to.
No, you'll pour the foundation for the ADU.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Now the ADUs could only be done on already a single family. So you can't do that on the 2 to 4 units. You can't add an ADU on a 2 to 4 unit, but again, a single family home. And we're seeing it a lot where, you know, again, where people are wanting that, they now need to bring their parents home. You know, parents are aging. They need to bring the parents into the home to be taken care of, but they don't really want them in the home. This is a great thing. So if you have a buyer looking for that, this is a great way to do it. So they don't have to already find a home with it. They could actually do that with this program.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Now, everybody listening, we have like about 128 participants here. There is a Q&A feature. Utilize the Q&A feature or raise your hand and we will let you ask your questions out loud. But utilize the Q&A so that everybody can see those questions for us and we can answer those in an organized fashion because there's a lot of good questions that I know a lot of people are going to have.
Somebody did ask what an ADU was, and that would be like an accessory dwelling unit. So an additional unit, there we go. Somebody else is answering that for them. Yep. So it's just a little unit, like a little kitchenette, bathroom.
Okay.
It's in certain markets that those are popular in your California markets, your certain laws and regulations allow those. And if,
right. And they
if
are
you know, if you don't, it's probably not in your area, is the truth. So
right. And they are called different things. I know some markets call them ADUs, some call them mother-in-law suites, some call them casitas. Everybody kind of calls them something different.
Now, what about like you know, those guys that have all the toys and stuff like that and they want to build like a second garage or something like that, maybe with an apartment living on top type situation? Is that something that could apply?
Yes. Yes, that is also something that they can do.
That's a huge market right now. Yeah, that's a huge market, especially when you're trying to sell the house, and depending on that could be a huge selling feature to add to the house, add value right away, you know, to sell your house and then, you know, make it more marketable.
Right.
So,
again, you have buyers looking for certain things, but they fall in love with a house that doesn't have everything they want. Well, this is a way to say, okay, well, let's still go after this home and let's add these items for you.
okay.
yeah, this is a great way for listing agents to market their current homes that they're listing as opportunities talk to your NEXA loan officers, because we can get involved early on this and let you as a listing agent know what you can and can't do, or what you can talk to the buyer's agents about, and those types of things, and indicate that you could, you know, they can make any home what the buyer wants them to make. And of course, if you're a buyer's agent, now, gosh, if you get that home, that's just, you know, yeah, it's 4 bedrooms, what they like, but that kitchen is just not what she wanted. It's okay. Right. They can do that. Or, you know, if she's an executive chef, she can make it an executive kitchen. That's cool. Or he, right. I don't do a lot of cooking in my house, but if I'm cooking, it's going to be pizza night. But so there's a great couple questions in the Q&A. I appreciate you guys for that. Guadalupe asks, what is the minimum FICO and the loan to value on this for their consumers?
So on these loans, you could do 8 different programs. So NEXA has 8 different renovation products available to them. They can do FHA. So you're looking at going down to 620 on the renovation piece of it, going up to the 97.5 LTV or 96.5 LTV. Then you're looking at your conventional products. And so on the FHA, that's your 203Ks. Again, you got your limited and your standard 203Ks. When you go to your conventional products, that's the one that allows for the luxury items. And that would be your Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They both offer 2 different kinds of programs, pretty similar in some parts. There's a little bit different reasons for it, but on those, that's where you could do your non-owners, you could do your second homes, you could do the ADUs, you could do, you know, your she sheds, your man caves, you can do the big garage for all your toys. So that's the conventional product. That's the one that you're going to be able to do all those extra luxury items. There's also the VA renovation program and the USDA renovation program.
Okay.
And Dan, we have 160 investors. Obviously, Megan is one of our major investors for this particular product, but we have additional programs beyond that, like VA renovation, or can we go lower than that with other investors?
For what?
Well, I'm talking to Dan.
Megan's actually covered, you know, with all the investors, the programs are essentially
universal. Okay, cool. All right, so great opportunities, and really, I think the question for a lot of the agents on here now is going to be, what do I do with this now, right? So how do I market this to get more business? Because the idea here is that they're utilizing products available on the lending side of the world, so that realtors can now get more clients, get more consumers to work with them. So what could they do today, both buyers agents and listing agents, in order to?
Let's start with how your buyer's agent, how this would be helpful for them. So they have a borrower who's looking for certain things. Let's say the borrower needs to have a house that is wheelchair accessible. It just needs, you know, some more ability, but everything they're looking at is not built for that. They don't have to come in after the fact with their own funds to do those things. So that's something you could do with the renovation. Again, adding more square footage, maybe they need, you know, more room, but they need the school district for their kids that they're in, or they have to stay within a certain area of maybe their ex-spouse. And so they need to buy within this area, but it just doesn't fit their size or what they're looking for. So this is where that comes in for the buyer's agent to help them say, well, we could still shop in this area and you could still do this home, but we could add these items on that you really need for your home to be.
What if we needed to make it handicap accessible?
Absolutely, yeah. That mobility issues that's absolutely.
That's good for both buying side and selling side.
Great product for realtors to utilize when talking to their buyers, especially Megan, as you said, right? Someone who needs to be in a specific school district or wants to be in an area to be by the grandkids, maybe, right? So you open up now as a real estate agent. Now every house in that market might actually be the right house for your client, even though it's not within their current search parameter. It doesn't have something that they wanted, those types of things, right? So it's easy to now have a conversation with those buyers and say, listen, what if we look at this as an option, right? And we all know how hard it is to get into a contract right now. So have your consumers talk to your NEXA loan officer so that they're ready to go. And of course, our NEXA loan officers know how to get a hold of you, Megan, and certainly you, Dan.
Well, and like you said, Mike, it allows them to add vision to a property that they might not have considered before that could potentially have been on the market sitting because maybe it had 1 bedroom to less than what the norm was or something, right? that's a good opportunity now to take a look at that property with different eyes, different focus. And now you can build that into something. I mean, you know, with the pandemic and everything going on, there's still a lot of people working from home. And I'm sure that there's a lot of spouses that would like to have their spouse do their work maybe outside the house a little bit and build a home office or a casita or something like that in the back, in the back part of the property.
Is that why you need the extra space, man?
That's it. Yeah, I got kicked out of the main house. I'm in the outhouse. So,
so Ursula has a good question on here. How does the loan end up working out if you're adding to the home as far as the appraisal? And I know the answer, but let me let you guys jump in.
So what you're looking for is we're going to take the sales price plus the construction cost renovations, and that's what we're going to base, becomes your new number. That's the appraised value you're looking for, and that's the LTV we're going off of. So just for easy numbers, you're buying a house for 100,000, you're doing 40,000 in renovations. So 140,000, that's the appraised value that we're looking for. That's what your LTV is going to be based off of.
and this is all one loan, correct? Like this
Yes,
is all
this
one
is all-
product. So they're not buying a house and then doing a renovation later and all that stuff.
No, so it's going to be one loan. And I think one of the most important things for loan officers and realtors to know, it's not like back in the day. I don't know, some people have been around for a while. I've been around for a while, and I remember these loans would never go away. And as a loan officer, we had to see it out to the end to get paid on it. That's not the way it works anymore for realtors and loan officers. We're going to close the loan, and it's the post-closing team who then handles the renovation. So the loan officer gets paid, your realtor gets paid after the loan closes, and then the construction starts. They're done with it on their piece. The construction starts, there's teams that handle the end, but the realtor's done. And the
Not like our one-time closed construction loan. So you don't have to sit there and wait for all the construction.
No.
You
Nope,
just-
you're done. And
We're
there's
done,
no-
we're out, and then all the work happens after the fact. So I've done a lot of these loans as a loan officer too. So
Yeah, it's a good product. The other thing that I see it coming in handy with for realtors is, you had an inspection done on a property, it comes back with some issues. And now, your borrower or your buyer wants to walk, the seller doesn't want to fix it, or the seller doesn't have money to fix it. This is a great program to do if you have a roof issue, if you have cracked slab issues. That's been one that's been coming up a lot. AC issues, here in Arizona, ACs, they're not cheap. They go out, they don't last long. Windows that need to be replaced. Again, seller doesn't have the funds to fix it. Buyer wants the house, but obviously they're not going to put that extra money in after they close, and we can't close because the lender's not going to close. So this is also a great way for ones that don't pass inspection. Anything the appraiser notates that might need to be done. Again, seller doesn't have the funds to fix it or doesn't want to fix it.
Now you have a cooperating seller usually, right? You can get a little bit extra time that we need to flip the loan to a renovation loan.
Right.
And then you can still sell it. Seller gets what they want, buyer gets what they want. Realtors are usually happy, loan officers.
Right. And this market hasn't been easy. You're putting multiple offers out there. So when you finally get an offer and now you're going to walk away because something comes up on the inspection, now you can save the deal by doing this program.
100. I love saving deals. So saving deals is what brokers do best. So now I'm going to jump to, is it Nichelle? And I hope I didn't butcher your name there. But great question. This is a buying question. I have a client, and all you got to do is start your question with, I have a client, and I'm listening. Right. I have a client that wants to purchase a rental loan. How long does it take to close?
So typically these loans only take maybe a couple weeks longer than your standard. So as an agent, if you know that they are going to do a renovation loan, I would add a couple weeks on here. And the reason why you need just a couple extra weeks is you need to get a contractor in there. So there first, the buyer needs to contact the contractor needs to get out to the home. So the seller has to let them in so that they could go and do their bids on it. That is typically the longest time frame that's added to it. Other than that, everything else is the same turn times. It's pretty fast.
Yeah. Do they have to get, do they have to get permits before closing and all that, or just the bids?
No, just the bid. The
Just the
permits
bids.
and everything gets done within the construction time of the.
Which I think this answers Brett's question at the same time. Do the contractors and project have to be in place before closing? You have to have the contractor in place.
Yes.
You have to have the bids, right? So
You have to have a
You have to
bid.
know which contractor you're taking.
Right.
Right. So
Megan, do you
As
have to
a
have multiple
realtor-
contractor bids?
no, you just need
Backups?
one.
Okay.
If I was a realtor and had these properties that I knew weren't in the best shape, needed little, TLC, and I was going to market them, I would actually start making friends with some contractors. Have your contractor friend come in, make a couple bids, do an open house using his bid and his, ideas of what all they can do, and show it to the buyers so that they can see, look, here's a contractor already. Here's what he's estimating it would be to have a whole new kitchen, to add all new carpet, flooring, tile, whatever you want to add to it. And now they already have a contractor kind of ready to go as well.
And by the way, that contractor becomes a great referral source.
Yep.
They talk to consumers. They're talking to sellers who are looking to sell their house, right? You can get another deal or two a year out of that contractor when you set up that relationship. So, and Timber was asking who gets the contractors. It's up to the buyer.
The buyer.
Who's the buyer, the contractor, right? So.
But it doesn't hurt if you have a contractor that you're familiar with and that you work with that you could help refer them to.
Yep, because buyers are going to use the recommendation of their
Right.
professional, and that's the realtor involved, and they lean on the realtors, and to have those contractors ready to go is powerful for those buyers. So.
Right. And that's also going to make a contractor move a little faster, knowing it's coming from a referral from somebody that they're already working with. So when that realtor says, hey, I'm going to have my client call you, we need to hurry up and get this bid going. They're going to jump on that versus just cold calling. And who knows how long that could take till the contractor get out. So by having that referral already going, having that person kind of in your back pocket, I think it would make it a lot easier for the realtors to get these moving along faster. Because I know that's all what they want. They want these deals to close.
They do. Yeah, they do. Carlos was asking more information on VA programs. Is any additional information on VA programs?
VA goes up to 100%. Yes, it needs to be a licensed contractor. But yeah, so VA goes up to 100% LTV. A lot of the VA stuff, you cannot do like an ADU on VA. VA, kind of protects it a little bit more than your other programs that we have that allow for the luxury items. But I'm not sure what all he wanted to know on VA, just wanted to know what they can do or.
That's more questions. He can also raise his hand and we'll let him ask this question out loud to further clarify. So somebody was, in fact, let's, I see Carlos is raising his hand there now. So Carlos, go right ahead. If you want to unmute yourself, my friend, you can ask that question out loud.
No, I didn't mean to, sorry.
Oh, you're just testing out the handing.
No, yeah, she actually answered the question
wonderful.
Before on the first one. Yeah, sorry about that.
All right. Well, thanks for testing the system out for us.
Hey, it does work. All right.
So where else are we? How about jumbos? Is there a jumbo product available on these?
Right now, this is only for conforming loan limits and in the areas that allow high balance.
Now, Dan, there are other products available for consumers in the jumbo market, though.
I'd like to check on that, to be honest with you, because I think it's just the conforming loan limits at this point.
It just goes over the conforming. You don't have a renovation. I guess with jumbos, right? You're expected to have the money to fix it yourself then?
I think so.
Is that what's going on?
I think you'd have been out of luck, Mike.
Whatever, Dan.
Wow, Dan. What about, so let me ask you a question, because I know we, we have different lenders and stuff like that. Swimming pools. I know that's a big thing. A lot of people look at houses and they won't even consider ones without a pool. Can this be used on swimming pools and how does that work?
Yes. So your Fannie and Freddie programs are the ones that allow for the luxury items for your swimming pools, for your backyard, oasis, your barbecue pits. Yes. So that would be, again, going with your conventional products, not FHA.
Okay.
They're not going to do the pool, not VA. They're not going to do the pool, but you could do that on you.
Doing these and like doing an FHA client, they thought they were going to get Wolf appliances included in that package, and that wasn't going to happen on those luxury items. So at least back in my day, it didn't. Can you do green stuff? Can you do solar on these?
You can do solar. One of the things with this is you have to watch that it's going to add some value to your home. So when you're getting the house appraised, it needs to appraise for your sales price plus the items that you're adding to the home. The reason why I hesitate with solar, because as much as solar doesn't add as much value to it as it costs. So that's where sometimes the solar does not pan out. But you could do windows, you could do energy efficient windows. You can do, again, like what I see typically is a lot of AC units going on. Kind of stuff, but yes, you could do solar with it.
I see a couple of questions about refinances, and yes, these work under refinances. They're very common under refinances.
They are.
We want to stress to real estate agents that And you can utilize these programs that are usually used as a refinance as a purchase though. So
Right.
that's the key here, but certainly these can be done as a refinance.
Right. Well, and it could be like a seller who's been wanting to finish a project for a long time. They refinance, stay in it long enough to pass the, all the requirements, and then, sell that house on the market,
We have a lot of realtors who own multiple properties. So they would be able to do this on one of their non-owners. It's considered a rate and term. So if you're a realtor and you have a rental property that you want to update, maybe,
That's huge,
add
because
some
there's definitely realtors out there who are holding multiple rental properties, and I mean, it costs a lot of money to renovate them, and to keep them up to date, because maybe you've had this property for 5-10 years or whatever it might be, and you're not getting the rental get that you could be getting if it was remodeled and looking newer, right? I mean, is that a possibility for that too?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could update it. Again, it's allowed on non-owners, and it's considered a rate and term. So you could go up to those higher LTVs. It's not a cash out. It is considered a rate and term.
Okay.
So that's where a realtor could use this for their own stuff.
Wow.
So I want to let everybody know how they can utilize these programs moving forward. Now you see in Matt and Dan's background, they got some renovation loan creatives there. You can actually reach out, talk to your NEXA loan officer today, right now. Our marketing team is online, live, right now, standing by, waiting to help you realtors get any flyers created. You can put them on your social media. We can co-brand them. We can help you. We can send it over to you on a PDF with just your information. Ready to go with whatever you want to do to update on those flyers, put your contact, get that out to your information. You can utilize it in your listing presentations. And if the property needs those, obviously have them ready to go for your buyers, especially in today's market. So you just have another tool available to you when utilizing and representing these buyers and sellers. So that way you can get the deal, first of all, and then you get your deal accepted because your buyer wanted it, those types of things. So great tools. Log in, talk to your NEXA loan officer right now, and tell them you want to log in and get those marketing pieces. Our marketing team is on standby right now. They know what today means. They're ready to help you out. Now you can go in and talk to them tomorrow or Friday or next week as well, right? But they are ready to go for you guys. And they're in their live video, just like this. You're going to talk to them face to face. They're going to share your screen, get everything handled in one quick shot. Don't try and do it on email, just log in. It's literally like walking into the office and talking to your own marketing professional, ready to go. They can change things on the spot for you. So that is available to you right now. And that would be my call to action. Is put this on your social media, let them know that it's available. Market it as yourself if you want, right? And then work with our NEXA loan officer on our marketing team. We'll get that done and ready to go for you. So it's a really exciting product that you guys can certainly take advantage of immediately. So any closing remarks or?
And I just want to say this is a great program for properties that are falling out because of bad inspections or something comes back on the appraisal report. That doesn't mean you have to walk away. It doesn't mean that the buyer has to walk away or the seller stuck. These are things that you could work with. It's all something that can be repaired and you could go on with the purchase, close the deal. There's also opportunity zones on like 203Ks for realtors that are in certain areas. So definitely want to check that out. That allows actually for more funds to be used than it would be in a normal area. So there's plenty of programs out there that will help the realtors get those properties sold, get the properties closed that have issues where borrowers don't have funds to fix, sellers don't have funds to fix. Just because something comes up on an inspection report or an appraisal doesn't mean you can't close it. There's ways to get around that.
That's a great point, because you could save that transaction. Yes. I mean, it might take to have to flip the product and all that stuff. It might take a little bit longer to close, but it's better than, not being able to sell that, right? Not being able to sell that product to somebody else. If it's on an inspection, it's going to be found again, right? Especially if it's something very big and material. So good point.
Now, the cool thing is I know there's a bunch more questions still, right? We don't want to keep this thing going on for an hour. We like to keep these things short and simple so that you guys can get to the point and get some business out of it. But look, if you have more questions, you want to get really detailed on these programs and become more of an expert on them. Our loan officers had already went through trainings on this with Megan and her team already. Dan and his team are on standby for them as ready. You can actually log in with your loan officer and talk to Dan and his team, but they're on standby. Our loan officers have been trained on this program. Our loan officers have access to to multiple investors with these programs. And Megan, like I said, has already went through a training with them, so they're ready for you. So talk to your next loan officer. They have those answers, and if they don't have the perfect answer, that's all right. They can get that answer within minutes. They can log in with you. You can get a live answer with them and talk to us face to face, just like this in our support centers that we have available. So we're always available. Our loan officers are loaded with different scenarios because we are brokers. We have over 160 investors. This is just one example of all the great products that your next loan officer can bring to you. And they always have access to our scenario help center through Dan. Awesome Dan and his loan officer support, his entire team of people that are dedicated in online video all day long, waiting to help you and your customers out. You can even log in with your customers. Dan will help you all out and answer your questions and get through it. So that way, you know that when working with the next loan officer, there's not a single loan officer in the country that has more products available than a loan officer that's at NEXA Mortgage. So we really appreciate everybody being here. I know there's more questions, but I really want you to reach out to your next loan officer and then log in our support centers. You're going to love every aspect of that. So again, thank you so much for coming today.
Well, thank you for having me. I think this is a great product and it could help them move a lot of properties.
Yeah, thank you for teaching all the loan officers how to utilize it really well as well, and all the details of it. So, and we're gonna have you back. So it's been
for sure.
Good time. So Dan, you're kind of a lump on the log today. We're not gonna have you back. I don't think.
Except for that early, 2 minutes in.
I was a
nobody
little
else
bit
was on the call.
livelier earlier.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget next week though, we got down payment assistance programs. So
Some DPAs, huh?
DPS, cool.
Awesome.
All right.
All those products that don't get accepted in today's market, we're going to show you how to help maybe get those done. We'll convert those over to renovation loans.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool, guys. Log in next weekend or go to nexamortgage.com/unplug and register for next week. We're going to show you about all the fun DPA programs that are in the market available to your consumers. And look, I understand DPA is not everybody's favorite subject right now, but this is the thing. Don't think that they're not going to come back. Right? Don't think that that's not going to be a favorite subject in a few months. And I think you plan on being a professional in the industry for longer than right now. So make sure we have all the tools and are also available. We do this every week so that we can help you guys know what's out there and available. So we look forward to talking to you guys more.
All right, guys. Thank you.
all right.
All right, thank you.
Thanks,
Have a good one.
Thanks, Dan. Matt, I'll see you soon, brother.
I'll see you in about 15 minutes.
All right.
All right.